Assalamu Alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi ya ayyuhallazina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali sayyidina Muhammad barik wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali sayyidina Muhammad barik wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali sayyidina Muhammad barik wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali sayyidina Muhammad barik wa sallim. It is a great mercy and countless favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has created us in the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Alhamdulillah, this was also the desire of many previous prophets before Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Further, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala associated us with the blessings of Quran Majid and also associated us with His friends, that is Awliya Allah. And Alhamdulillah, He has gathered here to renew our Iman, to make tasdeed of our Iman. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Inshallah ta'ala, continuing our Deen series, we will today try to understand with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the faizan of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the faizan of Awliya Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is our Malik. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is our owner. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is our creator. We have been trying to understand that only it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who is responsible for fulfilling all our needs. No creation is responsible for fulfilling all our needs. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who created us. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who will give us life. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who will take life from us. And it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has created everything. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the king of everything. He is the ruler of everything. He rules the entire creation. He rules over the entire creation. Everything belongs to Him. And He is the owner of everything. And He is the creator of everything. And He is the king. Who is the king? A king is the one who has a kingdom. You know, what does a king do? For an example, there were some kings, some years back. What was the role of that king? The king, he had some kingdom. Small area was his dominance, and in that area he used to rule over the people. And what did people do? People obey him. Why? Because he was the ruler, and if people obey him, people were obedient to him, the king would provide for them food and sustenance. He'll provide for them clothing, food, shelter, safety, security, everything. And if the people were not obedient, they disobeyed the king, what did the king do? He would put them into jail, or he would punish them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, these are all temporary kings. Whatever we saw in our childhood, we studied in our books, in our history books, these kings were temporary kings. Every king came and then he went back. But the actual kings, the king of all kings, the ruler of all rulers is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created all these kings. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave wrote for them that they will be king one day for so and so period. But the real ruler, the real king, the real sovereign power, the real supreme power, the royal supremacy belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the real king, He is the real ruler, and He is the real superpower. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the real power. And what is the concept of king? What does king mean? What does a ruler mean? A ruler is the one who is to be obeyed. A ruler or a minister or a powerful person, he is the one who is to be obeyed. And he is followed. People, there were some times when people used to worship their kings. And people, sometimes they used to prostrate, make sujood, make sajda for the king. And the king is the one who is to be followed, who is to be obeyed. And whatever he says, people follow him. And people go to him to solve their problems. People go to him to say what their problems are in their society, what they are facing regarding food, shelter, jobs, anything. People go to him and they try to solve their problem. And people come to show them their difficulties, the difficulties they are facing. And the king, what he used to do, he used to listen to the problems, he used to solve that problems, and he sees that the problem gets solved, and he sees that the difficulties in the life of people are removed. So The concept of king was people used to worship him, people used to go after him, people will feel that without this king my life is difficult. Without this king we will not be, we will not survive in this life. So people used to run after him, people used to obey him, and people knew that if we disobeyed this king, then there will be definitely punishment for us. If we obeyed him, then he will keep us in security, he will keep us secure, he will provide us safety, he will provide us food and everything. So the concept of the kingdom was king has some kingdom, and the people in the kingdom used to see the king, he used to follow the king, and used to follow whatever he says. But the real king, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and these are the things used to understand, used to recognize our creator. These small kings, when people see that he is providing you food, he is responsible for clothing, responsible for shelter, people run after him, people are happy in his kingdom. And when people see that he is providing safety and security, people praise him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator of the entire universe. He created the sky. What is in his kingdom? In his kingdom is the sky. In his kingdom the heavens, the earth, the sun, the moon, the galaxies, the stars, everything is under his supremacy, is under his power, is under his control. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what are people doing is, during this time, people see somebody getting favor from them and they praise them, they follow them, they worship them. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is creator of all kings. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is creator of entire universe. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created everything which came, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is creating creation after creation. And till the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is showing us that I am the creator, I am the Razikh, I am the Khaliq. But our hearts are not able to see that. Our hearts, because of blindness, because of the love of this dunya, we have made other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as our ruler, as our kings. And who is ruling our heart? Who are we following? Who are we running after? The first thing is, what are we running after is the wealth. Our heart should be such that it should have been that Allah is my Malik, Allah is my Razikh, Allah is my Khali, He is my ruler. This should have been in our heart. But because of the love of this dunya, because of love of this, the dunya, because of the love of this, what is happening? It has been endorsed in our heart that without money, without wealth, without property, I will not survive. My life is nullified, my life is zero without money, without wealth. And by this we can see that because of our running towards wealth, because of our running towards property, because of our wasting our precious lifetime in things other than things told to us by Allah, other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, things, running after things, those things which are to be avoided, we are running after them. And after running towards that, we are spoiling our hearts, and this heart is filled with that darkness. This heart is filled with the love of this dunya. What is dunya? Those things disliked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we are running after that. And we are running after money. So we should see who is ruling our heart. It is La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, or it is the love of this dunya. We are running after money and showing that money is my king, money is my, wealth is my king, wealth is my ruler. Without money, I cannot survive. If money is there, my problem will get solved. It should have been in our heart that without Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I will not survive. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I am surviving, I am sitting, I am standing, I am walking, I am running, I am learning. This should have been our aqidah. This should have been our endorsement. This should have been the firm belief in our heart that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching me. Only it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who will give me all the things. You should be doing job. You should gather as much wealth as possible. But the intention should be to recognize Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The intention, the ikhlas, the niyat should be for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The intention should be as per deen. The intention can be deen. The intention can be dunya. If you do anything for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that becomes deen. If you do anything for your own self, for other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then that becomes dunya. It can be anything. If you are, even if you are praying also, if your intention is not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and if your intention is the makhluk, if you are showing this, that this prayer is for so and so people, then that becomes dunya. See, salah also becomes dunya. How? The importance is niyat. A niyat is the iman in your heart. What is the aqidah in your heart? If your aqidah is for people, then the prayer will also be for the people, and that becomes dunya. If your aqidah is for the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that only Allah is responsible for my sustenance, only Allah is my ilah, only Allah is my malik, only Allah is my ruler, He rules over me, He provides me sustenance, then what happens? Your prayers will be acceptable in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Your prayers will be acceptable, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say to the angels, see, this is my slave, this is my servant. So whose servant are we? Are we the servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Are we the slaves of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Or are we the slave of our own self? Or are we the slaves of this dunya? Are we the slaves of money, wealth, fame, property, respect? Are we the slaves of our offices? Are we the slaves of the shops, the business we are doing? We need to check. We need to make a calculation. We need to make a muhasiba. We need to make this check and balance in our heart. Whose slaves are we? Allah wants to see in our heart that Allah is my Malik. Allah sees the condition of the heart. Allah doesn't see. It is in the saying of Rasulullah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala looks at the heart of the servant. Why? Because everything we see, we listen, comes in the heart. If we see good things and we listen to good things comes into the heart. If we are in the gathering of good people, pious people, the people of Taqwa, Muttaqi, Tauheed people, our hearts are filled with Tauheed, our hearts are filled with Islam and Iman. So everything that we see and listen comes into our heart. If we listen to bad things, if we see bad thing comes into our heart. Bad things leads to bad understanding in our heart. Good things, with good things, good understanding comes into our heart. Our hearts will be filled with nur. The love of this dunya goes away. So we should make our check and balance from morning to evening. What are we seeing and what are we listening? If we see that Allah is Malik, if we listen that Allah is Malik, then Allah is Malik enters our heart. Allah is the king enters our heart. Allah is our ruler enters our heart. When Allah is ruler and enters our heart, Allah is king, Allah is Malik, Allah is Basha, Allah is superpower, this enters our heart, then how can a servant be disobedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Because of not entering this La ilaha illallah, no endorsement of Allah is Malik, Allah is Khaliq, Allah is Razik in our heart, we are getting disobedient day after day. And this is the reactions which we do with our body. We get angry on some unnecessary issues. We fight with people. We say anything we like with our mouth. Why? Because we have considered whatever we are having as our own. When we consider this as our own, this comes into our heart, and heart is the king. This heart, whatever has entered, this will lead us to do anything which has been not told by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever is in our heart will reflect on our action. We reflect on our face. If good things are there, then the amal, the actions will be good as per the deen, as per the ruling of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If bad things enter our heart, then the actions will be the actions of shayateen, nafs and dunya. So we should check our heart before we sleep, after we wake up in the morning, we should check and balance, we should see what is entering our heart. What is it? From morning to evening, you go after Fajr to your office, to your shop, and you come in the evening from 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever the time is, you see yourself what has entered my heart. Has good entered the heart or bad entered the heart? When good things enter, there is peace in the body. When bad things, comes out from the body, there is peace in the body. For an example, when you vomit, you see that bad thing is coming out, and after vomiting, when this vomiting was in your body, what has happened? This led that your body was, not at peace, not at When this came out from your body, what has happened? You felt at peace. When you eat good things, the body will be good. When you eat filthy things, unnecessary things which are not accepted by your body, what happens? You will feel, you will not feel at peace. This is the condition of the body. But similarly, when the heart is just like this, when good things enter this heart, you will feel at peace. And when bad things comes out of this heart, you will feel at peace. But when the opposite of this is done, when bad things enter our heart through eyes and ears, what has happened? The heart will not be at peace. The heart will be shaking. It will not find peace anywhere. And when good things comes out from the heart, what will happen? The heart will still not be at peace. That is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, for my zikr, ala bi zikrillahi tatmainul qulub, for the peace of the heart is my zikr. The exact zikr, the correct remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when this enters our heart, then that will lead us to peace. Tatmainul qulub, the qalb will be at peace. When the incorrect zikr, the zikr of dunya, the zikr of the creation, the zikr other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, disliked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes in our heart, what will happen? We will be worried. The worrying, though we have money, though we have property, though we have businesses, though we have friends, though we have relatives, but we are not finding peace. Why? Why? Because our hearts are not filled with correct things. Our heart is not filled that Allah is our Malik and Khaliq. Allah is my King. Allah is my Basha. Allah is my Razik. Allah is my ruler. This has not entered our heart. Correct things comes, we'll find peace. So that is why when we go to the mahfil, when we go to the gathering of Awliya Allah, alhamdulillah, when we sit there, we listen to their words and we will find, during that period, we will find peace. Why? Because from the eyes and from the ears, we keep on listening good and good and good. 3-4 hours, whatever we sit there, 2 to 3 hours, we take our time, we find that our hearts are at peace. Anybody with problems, he comes there and he says after the mahfil, after the gathering, that I felt good coming here. Why? Because correct thing has entered our heart. When correct thing enters our heart, what will happen? The heart will find peace. The heart will find sukoon. The heart will find amnin. When bad things comes, similarly when you go to somewhere other than the mahfil of Awliya Allah, to the enemies of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what will happen? You will find disturbance in your heart. You will not. Temporarily you may feel that you are enjoying, but after the mahfil, after that gathering, you will find that you are disturbed. You get yourself in trouble, and with this trouble you will disturb others also. You will make other people also in trouble. Why? Because the heart is an important organ, and this heart will be asked on the day of judgment. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, give me back my qalb salim. And Huzur Ghusus Sakhlan says, we are in the control of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are in the limits of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he says that our hearts are dead and blind. In order to remove the blindness of the heart, in order to remove this deadness of the heart, what is needed? The knowledge is needed. When correct knowledge enters this heart will get clean. And when this heart gets clean, we will see that we are in the control of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We will see that Allah is our Khaliq and Malik. We will see that Allah is our Ilah. We will see that Allah is my sustainer. We will see that all things belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because of this darkness, there is a veil between us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when this veil will be removed, then we will be able to see and the exact thing, the correct things told to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We will see when this heart gets clean. So the heart is an important part. Without cleaning of this heart, we cannot pray, we cannot give sadaqat, we cannot do hajj. Cleaning of the heart is important. Without cleaning, this cannot be happen. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the ruler of entire things, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Maliki Yawmiddin. I am the king, I am the ruler on the day of judgment also. And on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, where are the kings? Where are the zalims? I am today's king. I am today's ruler. Where are those tyrant kings? Where are those troublers who used to give trouble to the community, to the society? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say that in Jalal on the day of judgment. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the ruler of everything. He is today's king, he is past king, he is the future king, he is the king, he is the ruler of the superpower on the day of judgment. He is the Malik of the day of judgment. So we need to prepare ourselves for the akhirah. We are preparing, we take our time to prepare for our office meeting, we take time to prepare for interviews, but we are not bothered for our life, where the life is more than this life, the life after our death. We are not bothering to prepare ourselves for the life after death. We are preparing our children's, our families, for education, for life after marriage, for marriage, anything in our life, whatever the life, 40-50 years Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give us. This life we are preparing our kids, our children, and we are motivating them to study more, get name, fame in your life. We are preparing them, but we are not bothering to prepare them for the life after death. Nobody is taking this care is nowadays taken only by Awliya Allah or anybody associated with Awliya Allah. So our ruler is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our Malik and Khalik is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to see that, we need to understand that. If we do not understand this, our life will be a waste. Our coming into this life will be a waste, because our purpose is to get marifa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to recognize Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to recognize that only Allah is responsible for our sustenance. Without Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help, and this also needs Allah's help for us to recognize Him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, without His help we cannot recognize Him. And even after getting association with Allah's Awliya Allah, this is only because of the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we should ask daily to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for our association with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for our association with Awliya Allah, for our relationship, for our connection, proper connection with Awliya Allah. Because this connection will help us getting Iman, this connection will help us in safeguarding our Iman also, till we die. Because the enemies are more. The enemies, the shayateen, the nafs, the dunya, they will try to snatch away this Iman. As soon as you move away from them, as soon as you move away from Awliya Allah, what will happen? The Iman in our heart goes away. The Iman in our heart goes away. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the Malik and Khaliq. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is our creator. This needs to be endorsed. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is narrated in one of the narration. Hazrat Abu Hurairah, he narrates that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in one part of the night, last third part of the night, He comes near to the nearest heaven towards us. He comes to the nearest sky, to the nearest heaven towards us, and He proclaims, He says, is there anybody to ask my forgiveness? Ask forgiveness, I will forgive him. Is there anybody to supplicate to me, to make dua to me? I will respond to his request. Is there anybody to call me in prayer? I will grant him, I will respond to his request. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask him, I am the king, ask me these three things. I will respond to your request. I will provide you forgiveness. I will grant you your request. See the Malik, see the Khaliq, see the Raziq. If you want to meet somebody, or if you want to make a call to somebody, you need a phone. For an example, you want to call your friend, you need a phone. But even with that phone also, you need SIM also. After having both phone and SIM, you need balance in your SIM. After having these three also, you need battery in your phone. After having battery, phone, SIM, they should receive your call. The friend should receive your call. Means for making some connections, or for some talking with somebody, we need something or the other thing. We need something or the other thing to create contact with somebody. Anything in our life. For an example, you want to contact your friend in your office, or your manager, or somebody in your office, or somebody in your relatives. You need something or the other thing. You need some complete package. Just for example, phone is just an example to us. Explain that. You need phone, SIM, balance, you need charging, you need network also. Even after getting that, he should receive that call, and he should have that phone, he should have that SIM, he should have that number, and there should be proper connection. Then after all this process, you contact him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is such a creator. Even we are on the bed, even we are outside of our homes, Even we are outside of our offices. We can be anywhere in the entire universe. We can be in the north part, we can be in the east part. When the servant calls to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, forgive me, Allah is available all the time. Allah is such a creator that He is available for all of us anytime. Anytime, not only the last that this is just for showing the importance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that you call me, I will forgive you. You ask me anything, I will grant you your request. You pray for me, you pray to me, I will grant you whatever you want. You ask me, I will give you whatever you want. Allah is giving us an open opportunity. But the thing is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is available to us all the time. He is available to all of He is such a Malik. Is there any makhluk? Is there any creation who is available to us all the time? Nobody is available. Nobody is available. If at all somebody is available, they are available for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, for a short period of time, for some, parties. Then after that, everybody goes away. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are in our bed. We are in our house. We are in our offices. We say, oh Allah. We say just with our heart. Just with our heart, oh Allah, oh my Malik, oh my Raziq, oh my Khaliq, please help me. Just this comes in our heart. Our connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, immediately gets connected. The connection gets stronger and stronger, as is our Iman. The stronger the Iman, the stronger the connection. See, this is our Malik and this is our Raziq. He is available all the time. But are we giving our time to Him? That is important. We are giving time to so and such things, where there is no profit, where there is, no nearness towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we should see, where are we giving our time? Where are we providing our, valuable time, and this time will be asked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I gave you some time. Where did you, utilize it? So we should understand La ilaha illallah. We should get the knowledge of La ilaha illallah. This knowledge of La ilaha illallah only comes with a mahfil, with a gathering of Awliya Allah. When we get this gathering, we should immediately join it. We should understand La ilaha illallah. And La ilaha illallah just seems to be just, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah is 7 letters, 7 word sentence. But this has got a huge meaning. The entire creation can be understood. The entire knowledge of the creator and the creation is in La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Without understanding of La ilaha illallah, we cannot get Iman, we cannot get Taqwa and Tauheed. With this I conclude our talk. Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala NABI ya ayyuhallazina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala sayyidina Muhammadin barik sallim. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, please accept our efforts. Please forgive all our sins. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, guide us on the straight path, the path of those of your servants. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, forgive all our sins. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala sayyidina Muhammad. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun al mursalin. Alhamdulillah.